Bonjour et bienvenue. Good afternoon, dignitaries and special guests. I'm Bill Schlott, Principal of Heritage Hills Elementary and MC for this afternoon's event. As I welcome you, I first wish to acknowledge that we're on Treaty 6 territory and the traditional homeland of the Métis Nation. These are the traditional meeting grounds, gathering place, and traveling route to the Cree, Dakota Sioux, Dene, Saulteaux, Blackfoot, and Métis. We acknowledge all the many First Nations, Métis and Inuit, whose footsteps have marked these lands for centuries. Before we begin, I want to take a few minutes to remind everyone of the steps we are taking this afternoon to keep everyone safe. Please keep your masks on at all times, unless you're speaking at the podium. We'd ask our speakers, please remove their masks immediately before their speech and replace it immediately afterwards before returning to your seats. I will disinfect the podium before and after each speaker. As well, when we have our speakers come forward for the official photograph with the plaque, we ask that you remain 2 meters apart. The staff and communications will let you know where to stand. In order to minimize contact, we'll only be photographing the speakers today. If we finish before 3:30, we'd ask that you please remain in the gymnasium until we have verified that all students have left the building. There will be 2 of the school for those who wish to participate. We will break into 2 smaller groups, one group being led by myself and the other group being led by Mrs. Smeretunga, our assistant principal. Again, we ask that your masks remain in place at all times and that you respect physical distancing as much as possible during our tour. We will be minimizing the number of rooms we will be entering. If we do go into a classroom or office, we would ask that you try to minimize the touching of surfaces. As we begin into the school, please ensure that you sign out and use a hand sanitizer when you leave, and wait to remove your mask until you're outside the building. Now that the housekeeping items are out of the way, welcome everyone to our beautiful new Heritage Hills Elementary School. We're seated in a brand new gymnasium, a place where we will compete, perform, and come together and build a school community. We're so proud of our new school and impressed by all the hard work that has gone into making it a great place for kids to learn and play. It's my privilege to welcome today's distinguished guests. Trina Boymuck, Board Chair, Elk Island Public Schools. Jeremy Albert, First Nations, Métis, and Inuit Education Advisor, Elk Island Public Schools. Also from Elk Island Public Schools, Trustees. Colleen Holowaychuk, Vice Chair, Elk Island Public Schools. Randy Foots, Elk Island Public Schools. Don Irwin, Elk Island Public Schools. Jim Suter, Elk Island Public Schools. And Annette Hubeck, Elk Island Public Schools. As well, Sandra Stoddard, Associate Superintendent. Kyle Smeretunga, Assistant Principal of Heritage Hills Elementary. John Halco, Project Manager, Facility Services. And members of Elk Island Public Schools Communications Services Department. From the Government of Alberta, the Honourable Nate Lubish, Minister of Service Alberta and MLA for Strathcona Sherwood Park. Jordan Walker, MLA, Sherwood Park. And from Strathcona County, His Worship Rod Frank, Mayor and Councillor Katie Burkhofer. I'd also like to welcome Eric Corser, Clark Builders, Matthew Chan, Clark Builders, Curtis Van Wettering, Clark Builders, Trent Francing, ONDA Architects, Chris Waller, ONDA Architects, Kevin McKay, Aero Engineering. I wish to acknowledge all of our school families, community supporters, and other important stakeholders who, because of gathering restrictions, cannot be with us today. Your contributions are noted and appreciated. At this time, it's my pleasure to call upon Trina Boymuk, Board Chair for Elk Island Public Schools, to launch our official program. Madame Boymuk.
Well, thank you. It is my honor to introduce Jeremy Albert. He's a proud member to the Sweetgrass First Nation Band located in Treaty 6 territory, a respected member of his community and Cree language learner, all of which have played a key role in his process of reconciliation and decolonization. For more than 20 years, he had dedicated his career to the education sector, working with Indigenous and non-Indigenous people across Alberta. Currently, Jeremy is an advisor with Elk Island Public Schools, working with the First Nation, Métis, and Inuit Center. Through that role, he provides support and guidance for thousands of students and staff across our division. Welcome, Jeremy. It is our pleasure to have you here with us today, and I please invite you to come up and say a few words as we celebrate the official grand opening of Heritage Elementary.
Thank you so much for the lovely introduction, Tanse. Nito Daimtik, Katamska Tinawaw. Wapiskis and Mista Tinitziga, Sunigwa, Nagoa Chico, Chenya, Maga, Amsco Chiwas, Kahiginik, Nuigin, Egwa, Sherwood Park, Nitatoskan. Oxkano Hamageo, Omania, Elk Island Public Schools, Egwa, Nasto Mugyo, Isiga, Nochegwa, Kakio, Noakumaganak. How is everyone doing? Good, awesome. I always like to start that way and bring greetings. I greet everyone, I shake hands with everybody. As you heard, my name is Jeremy. I come from a place in Saskatchewan called Sweetgrass First Nation, but I live in Edmonton, but I work in Sherwood Park and work with Elk Island Public Schools. And I'm very, very grateful for this beautiful, beautiful day that we've been given. I'm grateful that we are all here to acknowledge this really special day. Very honored, very, very pleased to be able to come here and share a few words. First of all, if you're wondering what language that I started in, it is the Cree language, and there's a lot of reasons why I started that way. If you've heard me present before, I always begin that way for a lot of reasons. One particular reason is that I'm a language learner. As you heard, I'm learning Cree. I actually went to French immersion, K-12 in Saskatchewan. So I grew up bilingual, but I was always around the Cree language. My dad's a Cree language speaker. His first language is Cree. So I heard words like, and raise your hand if you know what this word is. I heard words like astam. Astam means to come here. I heard that word quite a bit. I heard words like this, awas, which means to go away. And that's probably the word I heard the most growing up as a child. Go away, awas. And as I embarked on this journey, I wanted to learn more than just basic Cree words, and so I started learning the language, and it really, really changed my worldview, my whole way of seeing things. A second reason is that I do believe there are a lot of people who live in Sherwood Park, in the surrounding area, in Edmonton, in Alberta, and I'll extend that to Canada. People who don't really ever get a chance to hear an Indigenous language. The Cree language is really, really old. It's really, really beautiful. It comes from this very, very land that we are on. And it's really wonderful that we can build this beautiful school on this land where the language originates from. And a third reason why I speak Cree is that the language isn't supposed to be here anymore. And if you've learned anything about residential schools in that system, the goal of that system was really to eradicate Indigenous language, Indigenous culture, but our ancestors held on to that language and that culture and preserved it for us to be able to speak it today, for us to hear it today. And so that was my way of having you hear some of those really, really ancient sounds. But I'm so impressed by this lovely, lovely building. It's my second time here. And really, in the past few years, there's been a lot of change as it relates to Indigenous education with teacher quality standards, leadership quality standards, a lot of movement across the country. And when I was here last, I got to go to the Learning Commons, the library. There's a lot of beautiful, beautiful literature that the school has purchased and has at their fingertips where they can use to educate not only Indigenous children, but children from all backgrounds, which is also really, really important. I know when I went to school, it looked a lot different than this. And I'm sure a lot of us can say the same. It's very rare that we get to do this. We get to open a brand new school. And I think of the memories that are going to be had here by the children, by the staff, by the school community. And really, for us as Cree people, our traditional way of child rearing and seeing children was that children were placed at the center. And they were surrounded by everyone, from parents to grandparents to elders to the greater community. And that's what I see happening here. The whole community coming together and supporting our children from all backgrounds so that we can engage in a quality education. And one will they'll have really, really good memories going forward. So I really want to thank you for having me here, first of all. I've only been with the district for a few months, and this is my kind of first official speaking engagement, and hopefully I'll be able to cross paths with you again. But before I leave, I want to leave you with a gift. And it's a gift of language, and it's in the form of a joke. Is that okay to tell a joke today? Okay, good. So in our culture, in Cree culture, it's really important. These two people that we have in our lives, and this is common across many cultures, but our grandparents are very important to us. And in Cree, the most common way that we say grandma and grandpa is like this. And you can repeat after me. The way we say grandma is like this. You say kokom. You say kokom. Awesome. Do you guys speak Cree? I think you might. I heard some really good sounds there. So kokom is grandma. The way we say grandfather or grandpa is mushum. Can you say mushum? So we have kokom and mushum. So here's a way to remember these two words, and it's in the form of a joke. You should get it. So the joke is, or it's maybe a riddle, but how do you make mashed potatoes? And some people are getting it. You first you cook them, and then you mush them. So your grandma and your grandpa. So if you ever forget how to say grandma and grandpa in Cree, cook them and mush them, you just think of mashed potatoes, and hopefully you'll get it. So it's not my joke. I didn't create it. It's a really common joke in our community. So feel free to use it. But I want to say, that's it for now. And hi, thank you so much for having me here today. And I look forward to hearing the other speakers and also getting a tour of this beautiful school. So hi, thank you.
So Jeremy, thank you so much for taking time to share and actually provide us the gift of your language. And I think I will remember Hokum and yeah, I think that. So anyways, thank you so much for being here today, and it's wonderful to meet you in person. I know that you were here to join the team, and we did get to see a picture of you at one point that you were joining us, and so it's so wonderful to get to meet you in person and be able to have you with us as we celebrate one of these very special occasions within our school divisions. I look forward to continuing to work with you and see you over the next several months.
Thank you, Board Chair. I now invite the Honourable Nate Lubers to bring greetings on behalf of the Government of Alberta.
Hold on. not supposed to do O Canada? Because I haven't done my speech yet, because I have to do O Canada.
My mistake.
I have more to say.
I did forget O Canada.
O Canada.
Please rise.
Now I'm ready.
Thank you. Good to see you. My apologies. Thank you, Trina. Madame Whitworth.
Well, as you know, I'm a bit of a board chair for quite a while, and I'm all about an agenda and following it. So I can see that we had missed a spot, but that's okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My fellow trustees who are scattered through the room, and senior administration, Principal Schlatt, I'm calling wrong all the time, Minister Nate Lubitsch, our MLA, Jordan Walker, His Worship, Rod Frank, and as well, Councillor Berghofer. Wonderful to have you with us here today, and all distinguished guests. It is our absolute pleasure to have you here today as we celebrate the opening of this beautiful new school. Today is such an exciting day for all of us at Elk Island Public Schools. Ideally, this gym would be filled with students and staff, our family members, as well as members from our community. But unfortunately, COVID has forced us to make adjustments to that original plan. So instead, we are going to share a ceremony and a virtual tour of the school with our families and members of our community through YouTube. Hopefully this will allow many people to have an opportunity to share in this momentous occasion with us, and as well get to see how beautiful this building is on the inside as much as it is on the outside. There's something very special about Heritage Hills Elementary. So much work went into making the school a reality, from imagining it, designing it, getting it ready for students and staff, and seamlessly bringing together two school communities, Y Elementary and Aco Campbelltown. When we first started, the Y Elementary School building was much in need of repair and near the end of its life cycle. We were also facing significant student capacity issues within Sherwood Park, particularly at the elementary level and in the French immersion program. We knew to meet the needs of our students, a new facility was essential. So we put a replacement school on our priority list and submitted to government and waited. We were absolutely thrilled when we received the news that our request has been granted and it would be funded. And as soon as we got that news, we hit the ground running. Our goal was to create a space that truly meets student learning needs and our community, both now and well into the future. I'm happy to say we most certainly met that goal and more. Heritage Hills Elementary is stunning, and I cannot wait for you to get to see it in person. The school is designed in this gorgeous, the school design is gorgeous and fits wonderful within the neighborhood of Heritage Hills. It also includes a sustainability component with solar panels that will power 35% of our school. The class in technology is state of the art, and the learning commons and breakout spaces are to encourage collaboration to further enhance learning opportunities. Overall, Heritage Hills Elementary is a fantastic addition to our division and our community, and as a board, we are so grateful to so many people. First of all, I would like to thank the Government of Alberta for supporting our vision and providing the funds for this school to become a reality. And I also want to extend appreciation to Strathcona County, who have been partners with us every step of the way, and your collaboration has been invaluable. So thank you for that. We also want to thank Clark Builders, OP&A Architects, and Aero Engineering, who ensured the space complemented the different ways students learn and teachers and staff teach. And also, congratulations to Elk Island Public Schools service employees for all their hard work. A new school is a huge undertaking on top of everything they do throughout the year to keep our facilities looking fabulous. To all our school families, thank you for sharing the ideas of making this building concept a reality. You helped shape this incredible school for your students and future generations. And finally, I'd like to thank the administration of Heritage Hills for all your work throughout the project, especially these last few months. You have both worked tirelessly, making sure the transition to the new school has been seamless, despite all the new protocols and public health measures associated with COVID on top of it. Collectively, we have built a school that embodies educational excellence. Students will ask questions and learn here. They will be welcomed, respected, and cared for here. They will develop new skills and knowledge here. And they will make lifelong friends and thrive here. Through them, our community will grow, and so will our future generations. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Chair. I now invite the Honourable Nate Bluish to bring greetings on behalf of the Government of Alberta. Mr. Bluish.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. And Trina, that's a tough act to follow. What a great speech to mark such an exciting occasion. And thank you, Jeremy, for sharing your language with us. As a fellow French immersion graduate, I'm just so impressed with what you're sharing with us, and yet another language that it has such deep roots in our community and across Alberta. That was really special. Thank you. So as I said, I'm a French immersion grad, so I may try to weave a little bit of French in here just to, number one, test what I remembered, and number two, just to show my commitment to how important French immersion programming is in Alberta. Thank you again for having me. My name is Nate Bluish. I'm the MLA for Strathcona Park, and also the Minister of Service Alberta. And today, on behalf of Premier Jason Kenney and Education Minister Adriana LaGrange, I'm just so honored to be here and so excited to be here to share this great day with you as we mark the grand opening of Heritage Hills Elementary. I would like to recognize the thoughtful work done by Elk Island Public Schools, identifying the need for this project here in Sherwood Park. I understand that the building of this school has truly been a group effort over many, many years, and that a whole community has helped this school come to be. The engineers, the architects, and the builders contributed so much to make this a reality. Aujourd'hui, les élèves étudient aussi bien en anglais qu'en français. Et dans un bel édifice moderne qui est situé au cœur de la communauté et par conséquent très accessible pour de nombreuses familles. Today's students study in both English and French, together in a beautiful modern building that is centrally located for many families. I understand that opening now during the COVID-19 pandemic is a challenge. The Minister of Education is very grateful to schools, parents, and administration for their dedication and hard work during this time. Ensuring the safety and well-being of staff and students has guided all of the government's decision-making during re-entry. And we will continue to adapt based on advice of our Chief Medical Officer of Health. As we will work closely with our partners to support school safety, we continue to plan for needed initiatives, including new schools like this one. Building, renewing, and maintaining capital infrastructure such as schools is part of Alberta's recovery plan, which is a bold, ambitious, long-term strategy to build, diversify, and create tens of thousands of jobs at a time when we need the most. And by investing wisely in projects like this replacement school here for Heritage Hills Elementary, we will ensure all of our students receive an education that enriches their lives and prepares them for a successful life beyond school. En définitive, félicitations pour le début d'une toute nouvelle école, dont je sais que ce sera un lieu d'apprentissage incroyable et un centre communautaire pour les élèves, les enseignants, le personnel et la communauté dans son ensemble pendant de nombreuses années à venir. Congratulations on the start of a brand new school, which I know will be an amazing place of learning and a community hub for students, teachers, staff, and the community at large for many years to come. Thank you. Je vous remercie.
Thank you, Minister Lubish. I now invite His Worship, Rod Frank, the Mayor of Strathcona County, to speak. Mayor Frank.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Strathcona County, I'm very pleased to be here and to join you in the official grand opening of Heritage Hills Elementary School. First of all, to the trustees and Trina Boymuk, Jeremy, nice to hear from you today, and I'm sure we'll get to meet. We're very happy to see the school open. Principal Schlott, congratulations. I followed a lot of your tweets, your Facebook. I kind of got into all the buildings, so you did a great job getting it all out there. And Councillor Berghofer, she's probably one of the toughest jobs during construction because suddenly everybody in the neighborhood became an expert on traffic and on recreation and where the rink should go. I just kept giving her all my calls. But it was a good sign everybody's really interested in the neighborhood, but it was also kind of surprising to see all that expert advice, I'll put it that way, that was coming our way. But we got through it all. And so now we've got this great building that's going to be a community hub, of course, for students, for educators, but also for the community here. And really things couldn't have got more positive since we actually saw the building come up. So great news. Also like how you're incorporating some of the history, why school goes all the way back to 1901, and I'm a history buff, but you also obviously are on the cutting edge with your solar panels, so it represents probably the best of Strathcona County, preserving our heritage, but also looking to the future. I wish the students could be here today. They're probably glad they don't have to be here today, but we want to wish them well on their academic endeavors, especially in the time of COVID. And congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Mayor Frank. And now, as principal of this beautiful school, it's my turn to share my thoughts. Well, I can't begin to tell you how honored I am to be here today to officially celebrate the opening of the newest public school in our division. Over the past 2 years, those of you who follow me on social media have watched as I meticulously chronicled the construction of this amazing facility. I came here every day to take photos and watch the excitement as the excavation turned into a frame. The frame turned into walls, and before we knew it, rooms were taking shape. And then we were moving and getting ready to welcome our students. There's no denying it's a beautiful building with many incredible features that will serve students in Sherwood Park for decades to come. But I have to tell you what truly excited me even more was watching students and parents from 2 different schools come together over the past 24 months and build a whole new community. One that has the best of both Wye Elementary and Equal Campbelltown combined, but is special and truly unique as well. While the programming might be different between English and French immersion students, I have witnessed both sets of parents collaborating to create and enhance our new school's culture. I've seen students so excited to return to school, not only to see old friends, but to meet new ones, and from those relationships that will create bonds that will stay with them throughout their time with Elk Island Public Schools and into their adult lives. I've watched teachers embrace the opportunity to find ways to make all students feel included and to support students, our fledgling school family, in new ways. And despite having to change plans and demonstrate flexibility in the face of the pandemic, there is an excitement in our school that makes me very optimistic for the 2020 to 2021 year and all the years ahead. Being part of a lovely established area in Sherwood Park adds to the special nature of our school as well. Heritage Hills has made us feel very much a part of the neighborhood from the day we opened. Even though we have 473 students enrolled here, we still enjoy the small school energy, a close-knit, caring family. I want to thank everyone who made all of this possible, from the vision and guidance of our Board of Trustees and senior leaders to the critical support of the Government of Alberta and Strathcona County. For those involved in engaging the community, designing and constructing the building, to those who have helped us with the thousands of tasks that go into successfully opening a new school. From the teachers and staff who contributed from the first day the project was announced, to the students and parents who shared their enthusiasm and creativity throughout the process. Look what we did. I'm so proud to be the first principal here at Heritage Hills Elementary, and I'm grateful to share today's event with our guests, both those who could join us in person and those who are tuning into our broadcast. And although we've been open since September 1st, I'm pleased to declare Heritage Hills officially open. Thank you, everyone. And now I'm pleased to present a virtual tour of Hello, bonjour. I'm Principal Bill Schlacht, and welcome to Heritage Hills Elementary School. Let's go in and take a look. Our school has been 3 years in the making, and we have officially opened our doors and started our first year. I'm so excited to show you this beautiful new building, but first, it's important we acknowledge with respect to the history and culture of the peoples whom Treaty 6 was signed and the land upon which Heritage Hills Elementary resides. We acknowledge that we are in Treaty 6 territory, a traditional meeting grounds, gathering place, and traveling route to the Cree, Saulteaux, Blackfoot, Métis, Dene, and Nakota Sioux. We acknowledge all the many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit whose footsteps have marked these lands for centuries. Let's go and take a look at our Learning Commons. Our Learning Commons is quite large. It offers a variety of spaces where kids can learn in different ways. This is our teaching space where our teacher librarian can come and have a class of students sitting around here. She has 2 interactive boards that she could use to provide instruction with and a whiteboard on the side over here. This is our makerspace portion of the Learning Commons. It's a place where students have the opportunity to come and make things. We have everything from Legos, to button makers, to Ozobots, and a variety of other technologies. When we were planning this building, technology was a strong focus. And this is one of my most favorite areas in the whole building. From standing here, you can see 3 TVs and 5 different interactive boards. Also within our classrooms, we have 30 Chromebooks built right into the millwork, and we're one-to-one for each student. We have 104 solar panels on the outside of the school, and we have 100 solar panels on the roof. We also have this computer program which shares data with us. For example, it shares the CO2 emissions saved and equivalent trees that we would have planted. The program also shares a lot of more detailed data where students can use that data to incorporate into their curriculum studies in numeracy, literacy, science, and social studies. We're very fortunate to have an outdoor classroom here on the 2nd floor. It's an inspiring place for kids to come out and do their work. It will also be used for growing plants and a science garden down the road. In the design of the building, we tried to design a school that maximized as much of the square footage for instructional space as possible. This particular room is the art room, and it features a large garage door at the front. The instruction can spill out into the hallway, and the hallways can be used as the art room as well. We're very fortunate to have such an amazing gymnasium here at this school. We have bleachers at the back on the side. We have 6 glass basketball backboards for students. We have a huge storage room that's as large as the classroom. We have a large LED screen for instruction, and we have a regular phys ed office for our instructor. Thank you so much for taking our virtual tour. And thank you to all the countless people who work to make this school a reality. We're so fortunate to have an amazing building where we can inspire, learn, and grow together. On behalf of everyone from Heritage Hills Elementary, have a great school year.